One of the worst things you can do in NBA 2K is mess up your first build. So in this video, I'm gonna give you some tips so you don't mess up. I've been seeing a lot of TikTok memes about when you mess up your first build. It's funny, but it ain't funny. You know, you don't want to be the guy that make the wrong build day one. And I showed y'all a bunch of builds, man, from community day, but it may not matter to you in particular. So I'm gonna tell you what type of player you are, what you probably should look for to make. Alright, so let's start at the rec. Let's start at rec. So unless you like a sweat guard, I recommend you make a complementary type build. What do I mean by complementary? Make a build that caters to the point guard that you can play with whatever, with whoever. I'm talking about lockdowns. I'm talking about sharpshooters, stretches. You can make a stretch. Stretches are very safe builds. I literally just showed a video of my stretch. Stretches are very safe because you will always get a chance to shoot. You're spreading the floor. Everybody wants to cut anyway. If you play rec with random people, you gotta notice the spontaneous cuts are insanity. All everybody doing is just cutting. You missed me on the cut. Ain't nothing but cutting. So all you're gonna see is a bunch of cutting. So you wanna be the guy that's not cutting and actually spreading the floor and doing what you're supposed to be doing. So because of that, that's why I recommend for sure stretch is a good build to do if you don't really have the team. You know what I'm saying? That's one build. Another thing you can do is a lockdown. Lockdowns are good because lockdowns, everybody likes lockdowns, man. Everybody gonna need a lockdown. All sweats end up needing a lockdown overall. Now I want to talk about something that you may need to consider when making even a lockdown. If you're a casual player, you may not want a low 3-ball. Low 3-balls are mainly for more skilled players, alright? So majority of people watching this video is not no sweat. You know, most of y'all aren't sweats. Most of you just, you know, you play here and there. You're gonna want to at least have an 83 ball, okay? Now unless you're a corner shooter. Corner shooter, you should be able to green with a 78, 79. But now I wouldn't go top of the key. I stay in that corner, be a corner threat. If you're not the best shooter, you need at least an 80. You need 80 plus. If you historically known for selling, you know who you are. If you're historically known for selling, missing shots, and you know you need a little bit of a shot, make builds with 80 and up. Alright, I'm gonna tell you that tip right now. I'm gonna save your teammates. Make builds 83 ball and up, preferably 82, 83 and up. Alright. Now I know this builder gonna be a little more strict, and if you want a high 3 ball, you're gonna take hits other places. But look, it's necessary, bro. It's necessary for the common person that can't shoot that well. I'm trying to help you out, bro. So the rec heads, that's what you're gonna want to do. For centers, rec guys, if you're going to random rec, just make you a big dummy, man. If you ain't got no teammate, you just want rep, just make you a 7'3", 290 center. And make them have a big afro. Make them burly if you can. Take them to the paint. Stand in the paint, get rebounds. There you go. Alright? That's a good first build. If you ain't got no teammate, you just want rep and you're selfish, there you go. Work a little bit different. Alright, so if you want to make a park build, you want to make sure your point guard got some playmaking a little bit and shoot. If you once again, that still applies to you with that low 3 ball. If you a point guard, I probably honestly, if you a little point guard, man, I'd probably go like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", high 3 ball. I think you'd be cool. But guards, you don't want at least a good 3 ball, okay? No matter what, you want to make a build that goes through all the patches, okay? So for park, you want to make a build that goes through the patches. So 6'3", 6'2" guards every year can do something. There's never been a year where 6'2", 6'3" guards are terrible. So making you a 6'2", 6'3" play shot, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make builds for all these, but a 6'2", 6'3" play shot, you should be okay, bro. You should be okay. Alright, that's one thing. So if it's a screen weaver-thon, then you want to make sure you got an inside center to set them screens, add some strength, and mash. So those are all safe. I'm just giving y'all safe builds. Builds that should make it through patches. Alright, builds that should make it through patches. I'm just helping y'all out, bro, because I know how it is. Alright, I know how it is. You don't want to mess your money. I'm telling you where to look. Now, when you're looking at builds like my builds, let's say you on my channel. Alright, everything I've posted so far is a template. These are my templates. You look at them and you change them according to how you play. Okay? If you don't shoot mid-range and I give him an 85 mid-range, don't give him the mid-range, bro. You ain't gotta say, no, we don't need that mid-range. If you want more strength in your build, and I didn't give him strength, just make the adjustment. Go ahead and give him 90 strength, you know, if you think it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? All those things you need to, I'm trying to make sure y'all have a patchless builds. Patchless builds. Patchless builds are normally spot ups, small guards, inside centers. Those are never really patched. Lockdowns could get patched. I ain't gonna lie. Lockdowns, 6'8 demi, 6'9 demigods, stuff like that. Lockdowns, we don't really know. That's a build that could come out really crazy. But those are more higher risk builds, because if Mike Wang sees something really broken with it's way too explosive. Like Magic Johnson was one year very explosive and he tweaked it. He tweaked it and made it slower. Like it was a Magic Johnson crossover or something that was really like glitchy, and he patched it. So if Mike sees something too explosive, too crazy, he might tweak it and might nerf something. So on patch 1 or 2, which is this is what this whole video's for, making it to where you don't spend $200 on a higher risk build unless you know it's a chance. So I'm not saying don't make it 6'8", 6'9", because they could be really good. Just know if Mike sees something explosive, Mike Wang sees something too explosive or broken, and the 6'9" moving a little too glitchy, it can get touched. Your build may be able to get touched. Another thing you need to pay attention to this year particularly is the bad specializations. You need to make sure you pick one catered to your build. So if you cater to your play style, if you are a rim runner, you like dunking a lot and you're more of a finisher, decide that every single build will get your finishing specialization, and always cheat your finishing some so you can upgrade it later. And always know that you're upgrading finishing with bad specialization, so you can always tweak it. If same as defense, same as shooting, all that, just remember that stuff. Another thing, remember your tier 2 badges. Tier 2 is very important. You see right here, it tells you your tier 1 and tier 2 at the build menu. So once you see it right here, different heights have different tier 1 and tier 2s. So make sure you look at that and pay attention. Also, this is the same spot where you can look at body type. You wanted to make them burly and you didn't know, I wanted them to be burly. You got a chance to do it all for it. You can look at it if he burly or not. No excuse. You actually can test it out and see if he gonna be chubby or not. So you can make sure he chubby by adding more weight, less weight, smaller arm until you get the right body type. Okay? Or you want him to be skinny, slender, or large, which one you want to do. Also, make sure you pay attention to the takeovers. The takeovers, make sure you add a takeover that complements your weakness. Whatever your weakness of the build is, your takeover should be the complement. That should be the thing that overrides. If you can't shoot the football, make sure you throw a 3-point take on. Cap breakers are a little different. It's been revamped, so it ain't all just +1, 2. So make sure when the game drops and you can look at all that. We don't have info at the current moment of this video being made on too much on how the cap breakers are until more when the game drops. So if you're watching this after the game, just pay attention to your cap breakers and make your build according to. I think 7-4 stretches, by the way, should be a good build too, because you're a stretch. Anything that can shoot that's a big should always be safe. If I had to pick the #1 safest build to make, it's a shooting center. You will normally always have a spot on a team, especially with an ISO meta we potentially gonna have. You always have a spot. That's the #1 safe build, is a shooting center. #2 safe build is probably like a small guard, a mid-tier height guard between 6'2", 6'3", maybe even 6'6". 6'6" should seem like they're gonna be okay too. So those heights are safe. Now you get to the 6'9", 6'8" demigods, higher risk builds, possibly still fire. But even if they did touch him, it should still be playable builds. If you make like an all-around 6'8", he just might not be as fast as initially. Like if they touch Zach LaVine, for example, Zach LaVine pre-game is the meta style for 75 speed with ball. It's very quick. If he decides that it's too quick for making a move way faster than they should, he has done stuff like this historically. So I would hope not. You know, 6'10s fall in that same category also. So, but I hope. All we can do is hope he don't touch and just let it ride. If he lets it ride, then we good, man. By the way, there go another build right there. You need to click that build out next.